Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? I hope everyone is well. Welcome to the Give Me 10 podcast. I'm your host, Tato. Still trying to work on the intro, right? The last intro was the pod where I'm yapping and when I'm not yapping. The pod I think it's the pod where I'm yapping when I'm not talking about rapping, and when I'm talking about rapping, I'm not yapping. I'm still working on that intro. But yeah, welcome to the pod. On today's episode, I want to talk about struggling with emotions that I didn't cause, or struggling with emotions that you didn't cause, particularly as a person. But before we go into that, I just want to thank everybody that saw the episode 2 TikTok preview clip, right? That I posted on TikTok. It got like 10,000 views. It got like a lot of positive messages. Thank you very much for that. Um, yeah, like look, thank you very much. I'm really lost for words in regards to like how much positivity I got from that clip, you know. And yeah, all I just have to say is that please go watch the full episode on YouTube, and please do subscribe. If you're watching this on TikTok, please like pause, go on my profile link in bio, go watch the full episode, subscribe. But yeah, thank you to everybody that watched. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate the positive words. I really do appreciate the positive words. I think it. I don't want to say it opened my eyes, because I think I've always known that like the bulk of my support comes from TikTok people. You know, but yeah, like it just opened up another layer of understanding that look, people really do support. You know what I mean? Like 10,000 views is a lot of shares, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. And even though that 10,000 views didn't translate to the YouTube views, but I'm thankful for the 12 views that it got thus far. So please go watch episode 2. Um Even if you are watching this video from maybe a preview clip from this video, once after watching this episode, please go watch episode 2. And yeah, I realized also that I didn't upload episode 2 on Spotify, like the audio. I'll definitely upload it with this audio also, but the main thing is YouTube. So please do watch both episodes on YouTube, subscribe, and yeah. Let's get into it. So like I said, the topic for today, episode 3, dealing with emotions, or struggling with emotions that I didn't cause. What I mean by that is this. So I got my notes here, so I'm gonna be looking at my phone. What I mean by that is, having to deal with like emotions that you didn't cause, meaning maybe somebody from the outside, or somebody that you love, said something that rubbed you the wrong way, or did something that rubbed you the wrong way. Personally, I struggle, right? Personally, I struggle with dealing with that, and it's a new struggle, because it is a consequence of a layer. It's a consequence of a layer that I just added onto my arsenal, into my life arsenal. And I didn't have this layer. And what I mean by that is that I've always had the fear of perception, number one, but I've always been a victim of outside perception, or outside, what do you call, acceptance. I've been a victim of that. What I mean by that is that I've always done things to be accepted by other people. On the previous episode, I was talking about the addiction to adoration that I have, based on the things that I used to do, whether it be dance, whatever the case may be. So this is kind of like it the anchor of that episode is that, and then this is like maybe like part 2, or a different universe tangent thing. You get what I'm saying? But I struggle with that, and it's a new layer. It's a consequence of this new layer that I have. So I'll give you the backstory. So a person close to me, right, did something a couple of days ago that rubbed me the wrong way, and I was struggling like a lot, right? I'm not gonna go into detail, but yeah, like I was having a great day, and whatever the case may be, and I asked them to do something for me. You understand what I'm saying? And they did it, but in them doing it, they messed up another thing, right? And the first time I was like, okay, cool, I get it. Like, I asked you to do something and you did it, but you kind of like gave me another problem to deal with now. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it because you did something for me. I asked you to do something, you did it for me, right? In a different maybe situation, you could have said nah, and I was gonna be, put in a situation where I was supposed to do that thing myself, So I obviously ran the risk of whatever I'm asking you to do. You understand? I ran the risk of it not being done properly or it being messed up completely, but you did what I asked you properly. However, you started a different problem, right? Cool. The day goes by, right? I explained to that person, like, yo, listen, dog, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, it gave me a different problem, so I have to deal with this problem. So could you please excuse me, right? I need to deal with this problem, right? Give me the time and the space that I need in order, to deal with this problem, right? Cool, dog. My bad. I didn't mean to, While now I'm trying to fix this problem, the person comes back. It's like, yo, I need you. You understand? Like, I need you for something. I'm like, I can't be there. I need to deal with this thing that you thingied, right? Nah, but like, I need you. I'm like, dog, I can't. So we go into this, tiff, like, yo, I can't be there. You created a problem for me. Yes, you did that for me. Thank you very much. But you created a problem for me. You understand? And now I need to fix this problem because I really don't want my day to go, in shambles. I really want to preserve my day because I was having a good day. You understand? And this situation like kind of made my day difficult. So without needing to be an asshole to you, because at the end of the day, you understand, even though you're the one that created this, I asked you to do something for me. You understand? And you did it. So I respect that and cool, thank you. But let me handle this. Nah. So we go into a tiff, right? Long story less long. You understand? We have an argument and I'm just like, listen, I need to deal with this shit, bro. I need to deal with this shit. Can you please give me my space? Fine, cool. I do what I need to do. I handle it. Fine. Right? Come back later in the day. I'm with that person. We chilling. Right? And like, they just an asshole now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have an attitude. Right? I don't know why they have an attitude. I asked and it's like, oh no. I asked, yo, do I have an attitude because of the earlier altercation that we had? And it's like, no, I don't have an attitude. Whether they lying or not, it is not for me to like, figure out. I asked the question. I believe we're two grown as people, right? We should figure it out and we should tell the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, I'm not angry at that. Whoop de whoop. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Right? But this person, like, in our interaction, like, there's an asshole behavior. Now it's pissing me off. And now I'm just thinking like, dog, right? I asked you to do something. You did it. You fucked up. You created a problem for me. I dealt with that problem. But in me dealing with that problem, you came to create a different problem, right? You were entitled of my presence, or you were entitled of me acting a specific way or behaving a specific way around you, whereas I didn't have the wherewithal, whether mental or emotional wherewithal, right, to act that way that you expected because I was dealing with a problem that I didn't cause, by the way. You understand? But I was fine with it because I understand it's a consequence. I ran the risk by asking you to do something for me. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. You came with that energy. I had to like move around, find a way to maneuver, right? I was already annoyed at the fact that I have to deal with this, right? But I understood why I had to deal with it. Now you coming again to come annoy me. And now that everything is done and everything is sorted, right? And I'm still going through, my annoyance of having to deal with that and the annoyance of me having to explain to you that, yo, you created a problem that I didn't necessarily have and I had to figure it out. You understand? It wasn't that much of a problem. That's the thing. But obviously emotions are emotions, right? I was annoyed in my own way. Now you being funny and I'm just like, yo, dog, like, get the out of my face. You know what I mean? Long story less long, the day ended up in like a weird space. I was upset, right? And I had to calm myself down, which is something that, right, I struggle doing also. Like, I struggle calming myself down, especially when the situation that created that emotion isn't mine. Like, I didn't create that situation. You understand? Because I think a lot. Like, I overthink situations and whatever the case may be. I understand that it's not the most ideal way of dealing with situations, right? That's why niggas go to therapy. I'm not perfect, but yeah, like, I was just upset. I was upset. Mind you, the next day I had to go to a Snow Allegra concert. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was like, that's another thing that was pissing me off. Like, bro, I need to go see Snow Allegra. I need to go sing Be My Summer. You understand? And you like pissing me off the night before, And I'm just like, yo, what's popping, So like I was upset. I was upset for the whole Saturday night, and like I was upset at the fact that I'm upset, and I was upset at the fact that I didn't even create the situation. All that I did was ask you to do something for me, and I was upset at the fact that maybe in retrospect I should have done that thing myself. We were not going to be in this situation, but we are people. We help each other. We're around each other, right? How would I have known that you would create a situation for me by me asking help from you? You know. So I was just asking myself a lot of things. I was like, yo, what's going on? And I wasn't trying to be like weird, like, yo, will you be trusted next time I ask you this? I wasn't trying to go into that territory, right? I was just trying to be fair to the situation. But I was upset at the level of entitlement, you understand, when it came to my attention and it came to how I dealt with the situation and so on and so forth. Like, I was upset at, like, why are you entitled to, like, why do you feel so entitled to how I treat you? And I wasn't being an asshole to you. I just asked you. I was very eloquent in me explaining to you, yo, give me the time, right? Give me space. Let me deal with this, right? Once I'm finished dealing with this, we're gonna handle what we need to handle. But like, you didn't understand that, right? You didn't even recognize that you did something, even though you're like, oh, I'm sorry, bro, I didn't mean to do that. When time came for you to recognize that, like, ujile flop, ukhatile lax, right? You didn't want to, and maybe that's based on the fact that I asked you to do something. Whereas now I would have said, bro, don't do it if you didn't want to. You know, we're grown as people. You can let me down. It's cool, right? And our relationship is very strong. So I don't think this one incident, you understand, would like break our relationship. But yeah, I was having a tough time. I was having a tough time, and I was asking myself a lot. Now, to give you backstory why I was having a tough time with this thing, I grew up a person, right? Like, I struggled with how people see me. Like, I struggled a lot, right? Grew up a chubby kid, you understand? So obviously the words, you know, kids are mean, right? Oh, you fat this, fat that, whatever the case may be. That kind of changed like how I look, you understand, at life, and how I look at myself, and whatever the case may be. I've since then been in a better space, right? But yeah. Second to that, I've always been a victim of people's perceptions, because I've always been like an introvert, but like an extrovert when it came to like creative endeavors. So I've always been the weird guy, right? My nigga, right? I've always been the weird. I'm trying to draw, I'm trying to paint, I'm trying to design, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. You know, the way that I speak of things, the way that I describe things. Like, I've always been in a situation where I've been the art kid, or the artistic kid. You understand? And the environment that I was in, especially with the people that I was around, you understand, it wasn't conducive. Like, it wasn't conducive for me, and I was always met with like weird negative energy and negative words. You understand? So I've always struggled, and thingy paired with the adoration thing that I was talking about in episode 2, where I was like, I was the dancer, I was the rapper, I was the drama kid, I was this, that, and the third, right? I was addicted to the cheers and the whatevers and the adoration of people, right? Couple that with the fact that the environment that I was in wasn't even conducive at all for the type of person that I am, you know? So the feedback loops were always like negative. I've always been like a victim of, you know, wanting people's acceptance outside, and then also being a victim of their negative, you know, things they had to say. So if they say something negative, I go back to go fix it. And I go, like, I'm a people pleaser, you know? In short, I'm a people pleaser. So in that situation, I was struggling also, because I was struggling with the people pleaserness in me, and I was just like, oh, man, like, that, was I a bad person? You know, was I unreasonable? Am I weird? You know, am I even supposed to be feeling like this? You know, and I remember I had to circle back to my therapy. You know, it's like, yo, sometimes you have to be selfish with your emotions, so you know what the emotion is. That's what my therapist told me. You know, like, I shouldn't be guilty for feeling whatever I'm feeling, and I should be aware that these emotions were not brought on by me. You know, we live in a world where we like, oh, it's not about how you feel, it's about how you react. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, sometimes, bro, like, the feeling is so overwhelming, you can't help but react in a very, not negative, but in a very way, you know, like in a very out there way. And now I'm not saying punching walls and whatever the case may be. I'm just saying just feeling weird. You understand? Sitting there and feeling immense discomfort, you know? And I remember like just sitting and going back to my therapy notes in that situation, because I was just pissed at the fact that, dog, I try my level best to insulate myself from like terrible energy. Like, cause I'm an empath also. Like, when you come to me with terrible energy, I be feeling a piece of that. and I'm gonna carry that with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying my very best to like curate my environment, curate who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? Like be very intentional about the things that come in and out of my space. You know what I'm saying? And I was so upset that day because I'm like, dog, like I curate who I'm with, and I curate the interactions that I have with these people. You understand what I'm saying? Not to a point where now I need you to speak to me a specific way or whatever the case may be. I hope you guys understand the context at which I'm speaking. Like I'm not I know we live in a world where we have to like over explain everything, but yo, listen, dog, you got brains. And go think. Like I was telling some girl that on TikTok, like, yo, if you don't get what I'm saying, then you shouldn't be listening to me. You understand? Maybe you need to go read a bit more, go learn about the things that I'm saying a little bit more. You understand? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, or if you need me to over explain or oversimplify or over contextualize whatever I'm saying, maybe you shouldn't be watching me. Maybe you shouldn't be listening to me. And I know that's an asshole thing to say, but like I am so tired of over explaining things, over explaining concepts, over explaining my stream of thought, over explaining my stream of consciousness because of the world that we live in, because people are gonna find loopholes and want to poke arguments and whatever you're saying just because they want to fulfill what they have to fulfill within themselves. Dog, I am tired of that. So yeah, if you don't understand what I'm saying, right, go write a think piece about it. I don't give a shit. But anyway, and I'm not saying this not to be an asshole, I'm just tired. But anyway, so yeah, like I work very hard to curate my space and curate how I feel and whatever the case may be, because like I said, like I lived like terrible, like for I don't know what 18, 19 years of my life. Like I'm 32 years old, so I'm counting from when I was 10, you understand, to when I was 29, right? Like I was really, really, really living for people, and I was really living, I was really a victim of people's opinions about me and people's perceptions of me, So I work very hard to curate my environment and whatever, and I was so upset at that moment in time because I'm like, I work so hard to curate this, and then someone that I let into my life, right, has the capabilities to make me feel, like to give me emotions that I didn't even want to have. You understand? It's like taking a shit on the carpet, you understand, wiping it off and saying, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, dog, like that shit is in the carpet fibers. I need to take this. It's either I need to, first and foremost, the smell is in the house. You understand? You took a shit on the carpet. The smell is in the house. I need to deal with the smell. You understand? Like the house be smelling crazy. I need to deal with the smell. Then I need to like either find like washing detergent or like washing supplies to clean the stain off of that carpet. Then I need to like, or it's either that or I need to take the carpet out or take it to the cleaners if the carpet can come out. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of things to deal with just because you took a shit on the carpet. You understand? And I'm just like, why did you take a shit on the carpet when there's a toilet? There's a toilet. Why are you taking a shit on the carpet? You understand? Now, one could be like, oh, what if the person is pressed and whatever the case may be? And this is an analogy, so I hope you're following me, right? What if the person is pressed and whatever the case may be? Like, there's a lot of factors as to why someone could shit on the carpet. But I'm just like, yo, bro. Like, not on the carpet, And that's how I feel about, like, my emotions. Like, not on the fucking carpet. And I was just so upset. Like, dog, why are you giving me a task to go clean the carpet? Why are you giving me a task to go clean the carpet, man? I was just annoyed. And I remember just thinking to myself, and then like, obviously the day thingy ended, woke up the next day, prepared for the snow concert, went to the snow concert. And I remember when I was at the snow concert that I was thinking to myself that sometimes we need to give people grace. You understand what I'm saying? People are people and people are gonna people. And sometimes we need to give people grace, and sometimes it's hard giving people grace when your experience with people in general was very hard. Like I had a terrible experience with people. You understand? Terrible friendships, terrible relationships. You understand? Just terrible interpersonal relationships with people. So it's very difficult for me to trust people, very difficult for me to love people, very difficult for me to just people. Like I don't know how to people, and therapy's been helping me just look at people for what they are, which are people, these complex natured beings that that can't be curated. You know what I mean? Like you can't curate, to a certain extent. You just have to deal with these people. And I was just sitting there listening to snow, looking at like people. Like there was a part where I was just like around because we were at VIP, and I was like around Snow's mom and Snow's sisters and whatever, and I was looking at like how like she's having like a human experience of seeing her daughter, you understand, perform in front of like tens of thousands of African kids, you know, and it's not even like an African thing or a black person thing; it's a people thing, you know, and I remember just thinking to myself that, hey man, like everyone deserves grace. You know what I mean? Everyone deserves grace, and we definitely walking around shitting the carpets in other people's houses. You know what I'm saying? And we ask people to give us grace. You know, I think though we all do have a responsibility not to shit the carpet like more than once in someone's house. Like don't be shitting the carpet, bro. Um, and yeah, like that whole situation just kind of made me, you know, take a step back, and I'm like, ah, you know, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, there's a bigger relationship with this person, right? And I cherish the relationship with this person, and I'm very sure like they cherish the relationship with me too. And yeah, it's all about giving grace, forgiving, you know, because emotions are fleeting things. Also, like I once read that like an emotion lasts like 7 seconds in the brain, not mine. I can be angry for like 2 3 hours. Like I struggle with like I'm a very emotional person, so I struggle with like letting go of emotions or whatever, because I also overthink the intent of the emotion. So I know my eyes are wandering. Please do excuse this, right? I'm still learning how to like look at the camera for a very long time, but yeah, like I guess the crux of this part is you don't be shitting on people's carpets, right? But if you do, you understand, like just please be mindful of what you're doing, and the person that owns the carpet also. Like if you value the relationship, like don't kill the relationship because the person shitted on the carpet. Don't do that. Like let's give each other grace. I think that's the point of this episode. Like let's give each other grace. You know what I mean? Like we are all human beings with a complex human experience, and um sometimes we know how to do the human being thing, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're learning, sometimes we're rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm in a rebuilding phase, a very huge rebuilding phase. You understand? Both physically, you know, and emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and all of that. Like I'm in a super rebuilding phase right now. I'm even rebuilding my dreams. I mean, give me 10 pod, you know. But yeah, like we all are having a very unique experience, and we need to be very aware of the people that we're dealing with within context, of course. You understand? Because sometimes you don't know. Like sometimes that's why they say like be good to people, because you don't know what they're going through, and sometimes you genuinely don't know. You know, and you could be like pissing someone off, or you could be like giving, you know, you could be the reason why someone's having a bad day. But if you do know, like let us move like with tact. Let us move with grace. Let us move with grace. Let us move um like intentionally soft. So yeah, that's that on that. That's that on that. Um, what else? I don't think there's anything I have to say. Thank you for watching episode 3 of the Give Me 10 pod, and please like, please subscribe, and please leave comments. And yeah, thank you, and I'll see you episode 4, I guess. Yeah, I never know how to end this, you know. So I'm just gonna end it by just standing up and getting out. Peace, love y'all, love the support, you know, like, subscribe, and yeah, peace out.